Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to my room. I'm back, baby. I was on vacation for a little bit. If you're new to the channel, I usually take a summer break from everything and recenter myself, touch grass, if you will, separate my energy from the disgusting, vile energy of the internet, and just exist for a few weeks. So from like the end of June to early August, I am completely off the internet. No earthly idea what's going on. I worked out, tried to learn some calisthenics, and failed miserably. And I binged watched anime on Disney Plus while playing old school GameCube. Completely disconnected from internet land. But I'm back and I'm ready to jump back on the horse. So we're gonna ease back into the content creation lifestyle with something fun and lighthearted. So there I was, taking an afternoon stroll through the public square of the internet. Some people refer to it as TikTok, but to me, it's just a place where people stand on soapboxes and scream into microphones about stuff no one else cares about. And I came across this lady who was telling us about what she is looking for in a partner, and it piqued my interest because the man she is looking for doesn't exist, and she is now shouting her preferences from the top of Delulu Mountain. Let's watch.
Diabolical things I want in a man. Number 1, height. My man's gotta be above 6'2". My last 2 boyfriends were 6'3". Both of them. And they were jacked. And they looked really good. How am I supposed to downgrade from that? So, unfortunately, my next man will have to be 6'2" and up.
Isn't 6'2" a downgrade from 6'3"? I never understood why a height preference was never seen as problematic. Right? If you have a race preference, you're racist. If you have a weight preference, you're fatphobic. But if you have a height preference, you're a woman, I guess. Which is wild because you can lose weight, but you can't change your height. So for me personally, having a height preference is more shallow than having a weight preference. Also, the average man is 5'9", so you're gunning for above average right out the gate. 5'7" to 5'9" all around the world is the average guy. Only when you get to like upper European countries does it get closer to 6 foot. But 6'3" is just wildly out of the ballpark. You are gunning for a drop in the fucking bucket of dudes. So what you're gonna be looking for is somebody with like Norwegian ancestry. Which, I mean, that shouldn't be too hard, right?
Number 2, you can't have a gut. I need you built. I need you fit and going to the gym multiple times a week. I'm sorry, like, I'm just not gonna date a fat guy. If I can be in the gym 5 days a week and be fit and care about how I look, you can do it.
Jesus Christ, can you imagine? Yeah, if you're with me, I wanna see you in the gym multiple times a week. I don't wanna date a fat chick. Imagine the amount of outrage I would get. Okay, so he has to be 6'3" and jacked. This is what modern feminism does to a woman's brain. They got this poor girl thinking she's a 10 and have tricked her into thinking she's gonna pull a Paul Bunyan looking ass boy. For the record, I don't trust anybody on the internet. Everybody lies. I would not be surprised if this chick never even had a boyfriend, let alone 2 of them who were over 6'2" and jacked. But whatever. She looks really young. Too young to have been with anyone that truly has his life together. My life didn't start falling into place until I was already 27.
Number 3, he cannot have a salary cap.
Excuse me, bitch?
Whatever career he's in, he needs to have multiple streams of income, and we need to be able to make as much money as possible. That's why I will never date a guy who works in like corporate. What is your 100K salary cap gonna do for me?
You started off kind of annoying, but now you're just infuriating. You're literally the archetype of woman the Red Pill movement warns us about. The 666 rule, you gotta be 6 foot tall with a 6-pack abs making a 6-figure income. It's shallow women like this that make dating difficult for other women who aren't like this, because this is the type of woman that is the centerpiece of the MGTOW movement and drives men to hate women. Not all women are like this. There are plenty of women that don't care about your height or how much money you make, and a large number of women actually prefer a dad bod on a man. And a woman whose dream is to be a homemaker and raise a family, those women exist, and they are all over the place. Go find one. The problem with bitches who think like this is that they are setting themselves up for failure because their ego is so massive it's got its own 600-pound life episode, and they got no idea how much work is involved in getting a man to 100K. It takes back-breaking work, a fuck ton of patience, and sacrifice, and he's gonna do all of that just for you to swoop in and reap the rewards of it for what? So he can call you his girlfriend because you're a prize? Because you go to the gym? Why would a man who's 6'2", jacked, and worth more than 100 grand be with you? Your hair looks like 2 tectonic plates colliding. Your lips look chapped like you've been sucking on a shot glass trying to get the Kim Kardashian look, and you're built like a cutting board, though I don't expect you to know what that is because I doubt you've spent any amount of time in the kitchen learning how to be a wife. You're a generous 6, but your personality drops you to like a 3.
The max you'll ever be able to get to is like, what, 150? Yeah, no, we're good. I need you in a career that is going to make us money. I am a lover of luxury. I like expensive things. I like expensive vacations. So will you, if you're my man. So we need a career that can support that.
What's this we bullshit? See, she doesn't want a man that's on the climb. She wants a man that's already at the top so she can leech off his success. She's saying we need a career that can help her live in luxury. Like like she's the one getting up and doing the work. That's why, in my opinion, it's better to have a dream and then get with a woman that's gonna support that dream, a woman that's gonna stand there with you on the climb and stand by you through all the inevitable failures and help you back up and push you to keep going. Because failure is just part of the journey. Success is just failing until you don't anymore. And you want someone that's gonna help you through all the failures until you succeed. You don't want to get successful before you find a woman, because then you don't know who's real and who's just trying to use you to fund a lifestyle.
Number 4, whenever we travel, he's got to be flying his business. I'm sorry, we're not sitting in economy together. It's just not happening. Again, this is where the lack of salary cap is really gonna help.
I think it's painfully ironic that her bio is daily yap sprinkled with being extremely humble. This is the most arrogant and entitled prissy bitch I have ever seen. Now, this video went pretty viral, even Asmongold did a video on it, and she got tons of backlash in her comments from dudes who weren't happy with her impossible standards. Too flat for that. Enjoy your cats. I didn't hear a word about love. Well, good luck. What does one do with a forehead the size of Texas? Show movies? I'm displeased to announce that this isn't satire, she's actually being serious. That last one is important to point out too, because she replies to the backlash by calling it rage bait and saying that no, actually you're wrong. You're all wrong. She's not going to become a cat lady because actually her DMs have been absolutely popping off the chain hook. So you guys are totally not having the effect that you think you're having, and the effect that's actually affecting her is not the effect that you think is affecting her, okay? No, I don't know how she makes her money.
I don't know how she makes her money.
Oh.
Okay.
No, you know what the real gag is? You guys think my TikTok about diabolical things I want in a man would turn guys away? Which, mind you, that was a literal rage bait satire video. But most of y'all don't have the brain cells to know that. It's funny, you guys thought that would scare guys away. You should see my DMs right now. I am getting flooded right now with guys practically auctioning themselves off to me. Never had a dating app, but I'm gonna assume this is exactly how it is. Guys are coming to me listing off everything that they have. Their freaking income, what kind of watch they own, where they live, what their body looks like. They're flooding my DMs, auctioning themselves, trying to get a date with me. I'm not gonna respond to any of this shit, so I obviously don't know what kind of guys these are, but there seems to be some real good contenders. And I've never been one to struggle with getting guys, so it's not really an issue for me, but it's just so funny. You guys really thought that would get me struggling? No.
No, but she claims that the men actually loved her standards, and her DMs are flooded with guys lined up around the block, throwing themselves at her and telling her what kind of watches they have. And giving her like a resume and filing applications to be her man, which is exactly what someone with a bruised ego would say. She claims to have been rage baiting, but if you go onto her page, you can tell that she's exactly the type of woman that would say that exact thing seriously. A couple months ago, she posted that men who don't post are hard to date because you love that they don't post, but you hate that they aren't posting you.
Having a guy who doesn't post on social media is the best thing on planet Earth until that motherfucker doesn't want to post you. The excuse is always like, well, I don't post. Like, you're right, King, you don't post. I can't even argue with you. But it doesn't mean I don't want you to post me.
She's a full-blown narcissist. She's not rage baiting. Her ego is being bruised because she only cares about her own image and lifestyle. That's why she needs to tell people that she's humble when she's clearly not. That's why she's pretending like she planned this video to go viral. That's why she's pretending like men being outraged was all part of her master plan to get her more followers. And she's pretending that her DMs are flooded with men throwing themselves at her. It's because she's a narcissist. All right, that's all the demon whamming that I can handle. We are back with weekly uploads, live streams on Sundays and all that. I changed the website. It is now nephgames.com. It's still undergoing maintenance, so be patient about that. I know it's ugly, but I'm working on stuff. All right, so just be patient. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. I've been riding around town, blowing loud with the window down. Oh shit.
New phone, who this?
I'm just steady winning. You can't even hurt my feelings, homie. Oh shit.
New phone, who this?
You can't ever slow me. Half of y'all don't even know me, homie. Oh shit.
New phone, who this?
Don't you dare try to call me, cause I'm introverted, homie. Better text me that shit.
New phone, who this?